So now we are going to look at what is called the inverse of a matrix. In the previous class, we had looked at matrix multiplication. Now we are looking at inverse of a matrix. So let's look at the definition. So take any matrix A belonging to M of M cross N of C. So note that it's not a square matrix that I'm looking at. I'm looking at a general matrix M cross N, which has M rows and N columns. And C is the entries of the matrix, that is complex numbers are allowed to be the entries here. Fine. Definition. So let A belong to this. Then B belonging to something here, we'll write this whatever it is said to be left inverse of A if B times A is identity. All right. So identity, we are looking at the left inverse here. I am talking of identity here. B is on the left, A is on the right. Since A is on the right, so this matrix is, if you look at the size of this is M cross N. And I want an identity matrix, which is always a square matrix. So identity is a square matrix. So the right hand side has to be N. So it is an N cross N matrix that I'm looking at identity. So it has to be N cross N, so that the matrix multiplication gives me this. So what I have here is that because of this requirement, this B has to be an N cross M matrix. All right. So this I'm talking about the left inverse. Now similarly, you can have the notion of what you call the right inverse. Then C belonging to M of something is said to be the right inverse of A if A times C is identity. Fine. So again, I know about A. A is an M cross N matrix. Identity is a square matrix. So I need to have this as an M cross M matrix. So C has to be an N cross M matrix. All right. Fine. So we get these things once we understand certain things. All right. So there's a notion of what we call left inverse and the right inverse. Fine. So let's take an example to understand it. Example. Fine. So let's take A as 1, 2. Then I can take B to be equal to, so just multiply. So A is, look at this, A is 1 cross 2. So B has to be 2 cross 1, so that I get a 1 cross 1 matrix. So I need something here, alpha beta here. So it is 2 cross 1, so it should have been the other way around. So I wrote it wrongly. So it should be alpha and beta here. So when I multiply AB, A times B, I get 1, 2 times alpha beta, and which is equal to alpha plus 2 beta. Fine. So one choice for B can be one choice for B. One choice for B is 1 comma 0. Another choice will be 0 comma half. Fine. And another choice could be 1 upon 5 and 2 upon 5. So there are a lot of choices that you can have. They have some special meanings and so on that will not be bothered in this course, but they are things like that. Fine. So this is one example. For this, so what I've seen here is that A times B is identity. So B is the right inverse. So I have the right inverse here. Do I have a left inverse? Do I have a left inverse? That's the question. All right. So let's try to understand this. Do I have a left inverse? So I want something. So A is 1 comma 2. I want to multiply by this. So if I look at this matrix, this is 1 cross 2. So my identity has to be 2 cross 2. So as I said, we need to multiply by something on the left. Fine. Is that okay? So I want something here. Just look at things here. So 2 cross 1. So the matrix multiplication makes sense. Let's write alpha and beta here. I get alpha and 2 beta. Sorry, 2 alpha, beta and 2 beta. Fine. This is what I get. So this should be equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. Fine. So whatever you do, just have a look at it. Alpha, alpha, this will imply that alpha is 1 as well as 2 alpha is 0. So you get a contradiction. or you can say that such an alpha does not exist. Similarly, such a beta cannot exist as such. Fine. So you have a matrix here, which is a not a square matrix, and for that we do not have an inverse. Fine. There is one right inverse, there is a left inverse, and things like that you can see. Fine. So therefore, we have notion of what is called invertibility over a square matrices. For rectangular matrices, such things are there, and they lead to what are called pseudo inverse or generalized inverse. All right, G inverse. I'll not get into that. That's out of syllabus, but it's important. Fine. So we look at a square matrices. So definition: A belongs to n cross n of C. So a square matrix. A is said to be invertible, or A has an inverse. A has an inverse if there exists a matrix B, again an n cross n matrix over complex numbers, such that A times B is equal to B times A is equal to identity. All right, fine. So I need both of them, left as well as right inverse, to be there. Fine, that's important. Right. So before I look at some examples, let's look at one result here, a small idea, lemma. Let B be a left inverse of A and C be a right inverse of A. We are assuming that A is an n cross n matrix. All right, that's important. Fine. Inverse of A. Then B has to be equal to C. All right, that's very, very important. All right, so if you have been able to get, you have a square matrix and you have got a left inverse and a right inverse by whatever method you have got, if you have got them, they must be equal as such. Fine. So the proof is easy. Proof. So I'm giving you your C is same as, so what exactly I have, that let's write that part and then we'll understand it better. B is a left inverse of A. So B times A is identity. Similarly, C is the right inverse. So A times C is identity. Fine. So I want to just multiply and see what is happening as such. Fine. So I start with B. B is same as, I know that BA is identity. All right. So B times, I can write I here. B is same as B times identity. But identity is same as A times C. I can write here like this. Now the associativity of matrix multiplication tells me that this is same as this. But BA is identity to identity times C, which is same as C. So you can see that B is same as C. So whenever I have a square matrix and I have a left inverse and a right inverse, then I always have the two matrices to be the same. Is that okay? So that's important for us. And therefore, in place of writing the inverse is right or left, we just write the notation that A inverse, or so B we write as B as A inverse as a notation. So what we are saying is that A times A inverse is identity is same as A inverse times A. Fine. So this part also tells you, please understand, this part also tells you that A inverse is also invertible. This also implies A inverse is invertible, and the inverse of this, A inverse, the inverse of A inverse is nothing but A itself. This is what it tells me. Fine. So there are other theorems also here, results. So this is one result that I'm saying here. Another result that we have is that if I want to say that, if I want to look at A and B are invertible, then this will be equal to B inverse A inverse whenever A and B are invertible. Fine. Whenever I have invertibility, I have this result with me. Fine. Similarly, it goes nicely with transpose also. A transpose inverse is same as A inverse transpose, and A star inverse is same as A inverse star. Right? So I'm assuming that A is invertible, B is invertible, and things like that, and therefore these things happen. Fine. So invertibility, I have given you some ideas. Let's look at the things where invertibility fails. So by examples, we'll try to understand them. So example. So let me write A as 1200 and B as, oh, I've written D here, so let me write D itself in these notes. D as 2346. So from your class 11th, you can say that using class 11th or 12th, wherever you had learned matrices, that A and D are not invertible, as determinant of A is same as determinant of D, which is same as 0. Fine, that you would have learned. But let's try to look at something more. What is happening is, if I look at example 1, A, if I look at A, then A has a 0 row. Fine. Since A has a 0 row, so if I write A times B, I want A times B to be identity. So this is same as 1, 2 times 0, 0. Now if this matrix B has say alpha, beta, gamma, delta as the entries, whatever I do, fine, just multiply it here. So you'll get here alpha plus 2 gamma, 2 beta, sorry, beta plus 2 delta. You get 0 here and 0 here. So the last row here, the second row of AB, the second row of AB is always 0. Fine. But if I look at I2, I2 is supposed to have the second entry as 0, 1. Fine. So this 0 is basically, so 1 cross 2, which is same as 0, 0. And this is not equal to 0, 1. Fine. Similarly, if A had a column of zeros, I will have a problem when I multiply B on the left. All right, because multiplying on the right gives us column things. So I'll have the issue here. So from here, I can say that if I look at this part, that an invertible matrix cannot have a row consisting of all zeros. Fine. Similarly, I can write in place of row, I can also put the idea of column also, because here I'm multiplying B on the right, there I can multiply B on the left. All right. So try that out yourself and think about it. Fine. Let's look at the matrix D now. The matrix D here was 2, 3, 4, 6. 2, 3, 4, 6. Fine. Now this matrix has the nice property that if I look at D times 3 and minus 2, then this is nothing but 2, 3, 4, 6 times 3 minus 2, which is same as 3 into 2 is 6, minus 6 is 0, and 0 here. So I have this vector which gives me 0 here. Fine. This is important. This is a very important idea that I have an x. So there is an x which is 3 comma minus 2, which is not the 0 vector, such that D times x is 0. Fine. This is important. This is a 1 cross 2 matrix, or sorry, 2 cross 1 vector. So I have this. Fine. So if D had an inverse, say C, then C times D is same as D times C should be identity. And therefore what I'll get is, let's look at this x here. X is 3 comma minus 2. So this should be same as identity times x. Fine. I want to use this D idea that I have. Fine. That's very important for me, that I want to look at x. So I can look at C times D of x here, because identity is here. I can use identity here. This is same as C times dx. This is C times what is dx? Dx is 0 here. So this is same as 0, 0. So what you are saying here is that the vector 3 comma minus 2 is same as 0, 0. All right. This is a contradiction. Fine. So what we are saying here is determinant is 0 is fine. What we are saying here is that if the system dx is equal to 0, so what we are saying here is that the the first column or the second column, of D is so 2 upon or 3 upon 2 times the first column. All right. So what we are seeing here is that the second column of D is 3 upon 2 times the first column, and therefore I have an issue here because I'm able to get this part and make it 0. Fine. So this is important, that I cannot have such a thing. So one row or one column cannot be a multiple of another column. Well, this is very important. Fine. The third example that I have taken now is slightly different. So, which is a 3 by 3 matrix. So another example, select third example. So this was your second example, D. And here this was the first example. So see, I am taking this matrix as, so 1, 2, 3, 2 minus 1, 2, 3, 1, 5. All right. So here I can see that if I look at this part the way I have written here, you can look at that the third column here is nothing but the first column plus the second column that I have here. Fine. So if I have an X, so let B be an inverse of C, then B times C is identity is same as C times B. So this I is 3 cross 3 matrix, so it will be I3 here for me. Fine. So I want to just multiply and see what is happening. All right. Fine. So let me B be something here. So whatever B I have, I don't know what I have. But C is for me as 1, 2, 3, 2 minus 1, 2, 3, 1, 5. And I'm saying that this is supposed to be 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. All right. Fine. So what I see here is by matrix multiplication is that this is my B. So B times 1, 2, 3 is nothing but 1, 0, 0. B times 2 minus 1, 2 is 0, 1, 0. And B times 3, 1, 5 is supposed to be 0, 0, 1. Fine. That's the way I am going to look at things. Fine. Because that's the matrix multiplication. The first column multiplied to B will give me the first column. Second column here multiplied with B will give me the second column here. Third column here multiplied to B will give me the third column here. That's what matrix multiplication was. Therefore, I'm stressing on that. Please learn matrix multiplication and understand it. Fine. So once I have this, I would like to relate with what the condition that I have, that third column is same as this. All right. So what I know is that I can replace this column here. So look at this part. So what we are saying here is that 0, 0, 1 is same as B times the third column of C, which is same as B times the first column plus the second column, which is B times 1, 2, 3 plus B times 2 minus 1, 2, which is same as, look at from here and here, it is going to be 1, 0, 0 plus 0, 1, 0, which is same as equal to 1, 1, 0. So what you are saying here is that if you relate these two hintry here, you are saying that this vector or this matrix is same as this matrix. All right. So there is a contradiction. Fine. So I would like you to understand this, that whenever I have some things which are not nice. So this you may have known from your determinant also, that one column is sum of the other two columns, the determinant has to be 0. But every time we put, when we talk of inverse, we always look in terms of determinant. But more than determinant, it is the entries, how they behave. That's very, very important for us. And I would like you to understand these ideas, that it is just because of matrix multiplication that I'm able to relate these ideas. Fine. So at the end, let me give you a small thing. So as a remark, or whatever you want to say, remark. And at least I should also tell you what is the inverse of a 2 cross 2 matrix at least. So I have a matrix A, which is A, B, C, D. Then I would like you to understand one thing. If AD minus BC is 0, that is determinant of A is 0, then what can happen then? 1. Either the first column will be 0, or the second column will be 0. There is an or here, or so I'm looking at the rows here, columns can be here, or the second column can be 0, or one column, say, will be equal to alpha times, first row is same as this, fine, second row, or the first column will be equal to alpha times this. So any of these things can happen. This is what we are saying here, all right? And we saw that examples that there is some relationship between the columns or the rows. That's what is important, fine? We also looked at in 3 by 3 that something else is there. So here, but that's all for us. Or what we can write this part as, there is alpha, so that alpha times the first row plus beta times the second row is 0, or alpha times the first column plus beta times the second column is 0. So this part corresponds to looking at the matrix A and multiplying by alpha beta is equal to 0. This corresponds to looking at alpha beta here and multiplying by A to get here 0, 0 here, like this, fine. So depending on what you want to understand, how you understood the matrix multiplication, you can just verify that these things make sense, all right? B, if AD minus BC is not equal to 0, then A inverse is equal to 1 over AD minus BC into D minus B minus C A. So just verify that for 2 by 2 matrix, I have this inverse. As a particular case, in particular, if my matrix A is 2, 3, 4, 7, then this will imply that A inverse is equal to 1 upon 2 times AD minus BC. So 14 minus 12 is 2, and then 7 minus 3 minus 4, 2. All right, so just verify it for yourself. I know that you know how to compute the inverse of 3 by 3 matrix and so on also, but at least you should know this much. And the most important thing is that these ideas are important, that you have a solution here of the homogeneous system on the right. Here the unknowns are alpha and beta on the left, and things like that, that an invertible matrix cannot have a row consisting of all zeros, a column consisting of all zeros, and things like that, fine. So these are very important ideas which will be used again and again, all right? So that's all in this lecture. Thank you.